college was just a sideline, you know. I thought that was a good place to meet people because I wanted to be in a band.
Chris was like this massive ball of energy and hair. You know, I remember he had very long hair, quite unlike anyone I'd ever met before.
I would always be showing off and saying, oh, I play songs to anyone that would listen, you know.
It was very, very funny, and, you know, he was the life of the party.
Even though he's got a slightly roll.
He was just waiting for someone to click with, and fortunately, that was you.
Back in 1996, when we met, I didn't think Johnny spoke at all. He was just this stoned guy in the corner that if you said something, he would just, like, smile.
Yeah, we got on pretty well straight away, but, you know, you can't start playing music on your first date. I came to London solely to find some people to be in a band with and make music. I'd wanted to do this from when I was a small boy, but you never really imagine that it's possible.
One day I came into the room where he was in, and Johnny had a guitar, and I was like, I didn't know he played guitar, and then he started playing. And something in me was switched. I was like, this is the guy I've been looking for my whole life.
When I first started playing with Chris, I thought, he's so good. I think we might do something, you know.
I feel safe. I feel warm.
Obviously, you have a sense that something is starting, but I don't think we had a sense of what that something was or where it would end up. Within a couple of weeks, we'd asked Guy if he would join.
Me and Guy didn't like each other at first. He thought I was weird because I had long curly hair. I thought he was really arrogant, but he wasn't. He was just really quiet. But then we bonded over a keyboard. So he thought, oh, wicked, well, maybe we don't hate each other.
What does it mean to me, music? It's been my life since I was probably about 5 years old. I found a box of cassettes my sister had, and I'll never forget that. I became a bass player because of my love of soul and funk. And that was it, you know, I would get home from school and I would just play that instrument constantly for hours. Just lock myself away and play it.
He was the first person to put his whole life on hold based on one song that Johnny and I had played him on 2 crappy old guitars. It just blows my mind that he did that.
It soon became apparent that we needed a drummer if we wanted to play a gig.
I did mine, Johnny did his, Guy did his. So it was just 3 of us, and it was called the Panic EP, right? So we went down to Will's house, and Will was always our mate who played guitar, you know, much better than anyone, and knew about 100 songs. It's a walking jukebox.
I met Chris. We were on a bus somewhere together. We used to play guitars in the stairwells because they had nice acoustics.
I was up on the stairs and he was on the 5th floor. A 5-story musical experience.
It's a very fundamental and basic memory that I have about being a child. Music was all around. It's a legacy of my mum's. I knew that Chris and Johnny had recorded an EP and they wanted some drums on it. My flatmate played the drums and he had a drum kit. We set it all up, and then when he was ready to go, he wasn't around. I think he disappeared. I'm not sure how committed he was to being in the band.
So Will said, oh, I'll do it.
I'm the only one here. I'm the only one left.
I'll give it a go. And then he went, brr-boom, brr-boom. I had the same feeling that I had with Guy and John. I was like, oh, that's him. There he is.
We didn't actually know you were a drummer.
No, I wasn't. That's the key. I'm still trying to convince the world that I am.
And Coldplay was born.
We, John Buckland, Chris Martin, World Champion and Guy Berryman, Aka the Coldplay, are going to go on to be such a huge band. This will be on national television within 4 years. 4 years. It's now the 26th of June, 1998. By the 26th of June, 2002, the Coldplay, or the band, whatever they're called then, will be known just all over, man. We're going to be so big. First final shout. Guy, Will, John and Chris. Don't you forget. Massive. Absolutely huge.
We had never recorded out of London before. We'd never really recorded before, to be honest. We'd done one session a few months before in London, which hadn't gone so well. So we were going there as it was kind of a make or break session. We were recording a song called Shiver, and we went outside to have like a breather, and it was just so beautiful outside. All four of us were outside, and Ken, and he was like, "Look up there, lads. Look at the stars." He literally said, "Look at the stars," which is the first line of that song. And it was really mind-blowing. We'd been in London for like 5 years, so we hadn't really seen anything beyond smog for a while. So that line was in my head, and then I was thinking about how Neil Young sings the word stars like stars, stars, like he does a sort of bend in it. So then I went back in to try and do this acoustic. So normal tuning, that isn't it. Right? So I had this song called Shiver, which was like this. Which was like our attempt at a Jeff Buckley song. And we were recording that. Anyway, I went back in to sit behind the control desk, mixing desk, waiting, and something was wrong with the machine. So I was waiting, and I saw. Then that chord, I started doing that, and I started thinking about Neil Young, and I was like, stars. I was just messing around. This is really this very humble beginnings. For you. Then I tried like that's a normal chord shape, but it sounds different in this tuning. I don't even know what that chord is. So I was just doing that. Then I got the title from the Yellow Pages, which was about 45-degree angle over there. They were all, I was looking for a word which was like, yellow. So then I thought, I like this. So then I went through, everyone else was watching football, I think. And I went and I said, guys, what do you think about this? And they were like, yes, that's okay. They weren't particularly interested. And I went into the bathroom in the living room area, and then the chorus came out. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin. And I showed them that, and then they're like, yeah, we like that. Drop in there, Peter. Yeah. This is great tempo. Look at Earth from outer space.
Give me love over, love over, love over this.
Well, Chris just went in one weekend. He was just in the studio on his own, and then we all came back on the Monday, and he goes, "I've got this song," and just recorded it straight down as it was, and we kept that original take.
This is New Scientist. Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are.
It was just all there straight away, and such an immediate, exciting moment.
Best moment of the entire record for me was when we come back to this song and I just heard through a wall this riff, and that's my favourite bit of music on the record.
No one ever said it won't be so hard. I'm going back to the start. Thank you, everybody. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. Oh, let's go back to the start.
Phil, our sort of, figurehead or fifth member, he said, listen, you should record that song Clocks, because I was saying, oh no, we're going to, we'll save this one. And so quite rightly he said, put that song on because it's good. And that was the newest to go on, Clocks. He goes, no, 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 no. It's just like fishing, basically. The way we approach songs is if you wait long enough, it could go on for hours. I won't go on for hours. It helps if you have a piano. But something might come, and then I'll be off.
It's like a production line. Chris will start off with a basis of a song, like chords and a melody and maybe a handful of lyrics, and then he'll take it to one of us or all of us, and it'll just kind of develop.
In the studio especially, you can start to layer things up quite quickly and try different sounds, and it usually just kind of evolves.
Maybe it'll be a bass line that'll take it one way, or a drum beat that'll take it another way, and kind of it all just adds up.
this is the amazing thing about our band, is, you know, you play something, you think, that's all right, I like that. And then, to Johnny, will I come in? And then he put on these brilliant chords, and then the chorus came out, and then it all sparked off, and then Guy came in and put on his bass line, and then that sparked off another bit. It's like a big chemical reaction, our songwriting process, and it's really exciting.
We all kind of have an equal say about what we think the other should do, so it's kind of all quite democratic.
It's like Pop Idol for our songs.
The end product is something that all four of us have okayed at one point.
Yeah, it's a huge selection process, yeah. It all comes.
Blood to the Head. That was even more stressful than the first one, and my relationship with Chris in particular was quite strained, and something had to give.
But I will swallow my pride.
But listen to what you have to say and don't.
No, I won't get into this.
It's not.
I don't. It's just not my nature to
yeah.
arguments.
You phone him back.
I think the dynamic between singer and manager is a specific one, and it just didn't really suit our friendship, so I quit.
Phil got a bit burnt out and wanted to do something different. He moved almost as far away from us as he possibly could by going to South America and then Australia. I think he was trying to tell us something.
He wasn't with us for one album, and that was when we sorely missed him. We made decisions that weren't as good as they could have been.
We seem to sort of give up before we've...
No, does that sound right? Well, I don't understand that. Is that the right pattern?
I don't think we were very functional in that period. I think we lost our way a bit, yes.
I think we felt a lot of pressure to make some kind of grand album. So there was strange headlines in the press about the EMI share price and all of that stuff. We didn't even know what a share price was back then. We spent day after day after day of getting nowhere.
It came out in addictions and it came out in tension, and at the time it was a real struggle. 1 year later, we've got precisely nothing finished. What a fucking cunt. Bollocks! And you don't film any of the arguments. There was a lot of questioning. Like, should we do this, should we do that? Everything sounds shite. So we're going to start a lot of it again. We've lost the plot! I was so worried about what everyone else thought. We just totally spun out, you know. So what do you want me to do, Dan?
In general, the bigger you get as a band, all the kind of machinery around you gets bigger and bigger, and there's more things to get in the way of just four people playing music together.
What if you got it wrong?
Hang on. We're going to do the thing for that verse.
It was the first time we'd been in that situation. We didn't know how to deal with all of that stuff. If Phil had been around, possibly it might have been different.
That's just normal, isn't it?
If it doesn't work, then I'm sorry. I can use the word Leonardo, right?
Yeah, as long as it's not DiCaprio.
It is DiCaprio.
I'm still not into that.
You're not into that?
No.
You know, man, you two strangling all my lyrics. I can't sing about anything or anybody.
I don't know, it's a bit wanky, right? Talking about Leonardo. What are you going to say about it?
These saw patterns. Stars at night.
like Galileo. You don't let me sing any nouns or things. I'm not allowed to sing like anything that's a thing is immediately banned.
Riff hate that.
And freedom. You hate riffs, freedom, and nouns.
I hate guitarists and singers. Those are two nouns I hate. Can I do a run through? I'm starting to lose the plot.
The process was probably the least enjoyable of all our records, definitely.
We were going through some weird shit at that time. But Dave was amazing, and luckily we had the song Fix You to get us through that period.
What's that? What you sing it then, Dave? What are the lyrics?
Tears stream down your face when you lose something you can't replace. Tears stream down your face, and I.
Right. Yeah.
Is that shit?
No, I mean it sounds good. I just wondering if it could be sort of made into something which makes a bit more sense.
You take a tiny bit of reverb off. That's cool, thanks.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, you get what you want but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep, it could be worse. 'Cause lights will guide you home, and ain't night you won't. And I will try to fix you.
I think it might be the rhythm. I think it might be the da 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 da. They kept all the strings. They asked for more.
It's really weird how you can have a song that's completely finished in terms of the lyrics and the melody and everything, but you're just missing one noise, and it can really drive you crazy.
I hear Jerusalem bells ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Mirror, mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter won't call my name ever alone this word, but that was when I.
Generally, that's how it worked. Normally, either ideas or sort of fully formed songs always came from Chris. Most often, he'd play it to Johnny first. Guy would have a listen, and then it would come to me.
And it's our job as, you know, the rest of the band to just basically sort of not fuck that up because it's really good.
We're gonna
like being Johnny in Coldplay?
I don't know. I've never been anyone else.
Well, Johnny is just my hero. I spend my entire life trying to pull him out of the shadows because he's very humble about himself. It's been a long journey up to this point. The period that we've been a band has been such a shifting time in music. It's just not a time where you can take something for granted.
I think we were very lucky to have each other, but lucky in many other ways as well.
I feel like I've been running for years. It's the first time since I've joined the band that I've actually stopped and looked back. It really does feel like a lifetime ago that we started.
Hello. It's great that you come to see us now, you know, before we go like Bon Jovi massive.
What's still the same is our passion to make music together. I wouldn't want to do what I do if I wasn't with my friends, you know? I think the gang mentality is still definitely there, but it's just the gang's got a little bit bigger.
That initial dream, at the time we had it, that seemed like the final point. And what I've realized is, actually that's just the beginning. I don't feel like we've got to a final destination.
She said, oh, I know the sun will set to rise. This could be I don't wanna stop, bro. I don't wanna stop this. Don't wanna stop this, bro. Let's turn it up, 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 let's turn it up.
Through the course of the next album, Milo Xyloto, it was pretty clear that I was doing well in some parts of my life and really not well in others. When we're on tour, it's such a little bubble. You become institutionalized. And this is why a lot of frontmen have problems in their personal life. Towards the end of the Milo tour, it was a very difficult period for about a year or so of feeling completely worthless and nothing to anybody. I was just like, I'm a mess, really, because I can't enjoy the great things around me. Then, of course, I went through a breakup with Gwyneth. Listen, man, I'm never gonna moan. I'm grateful for everything. But it was pretty touch and go.
It was evident that things were very difficult for Chris and that he was unhappy. We sort of felt helpless in a way. You know, naturally it's distressing when your friend is going through something so traumatic.
He was in a lot of pain. Your mind can go to the worst case scenario. I was worried about him to the extent that I was just really glad to get a text in the morning just to know he was okay. And almost when he was at his absolute lowest, that was when we started making Ghost Stories.
What we decided to do on Ghost Stories was to really be honest about it. I don't want to bullshit, because I need to sing it to get through the day.
We all set up a studio in Guy's house. I think that was all that Chris was kind of capable of. I remember it as being a healing time for him, and I think he started to smile a bit more around then.
So tell me you love me if you don't then lie, oh lie to me.
He was having a really hard time. Yeah, we definitely felt very protective towards him. Chris's life is different from mine, you know. He has very much a public life. People know what's going on or like to think they know. So we were worried about him letting people in too far. But this was what he wanted to do.
I think Chris needed to get out of his system and he needed to express those things in those songs. Of course, it was a very personal album, and I like it for that reason. I like it for its bravery and its honesty.
What we wanted to do was to provide the comfort that music has always given him. That's the only way that we could really help him, is to be
musical friends.
When some of us have been going through some harder times, it's the band that really picks each other up. That really is an amazing thing to have in your life.
Whenever anyone needs anything, really, everybody's there. It has evolved into much more than just friendship. We are more like a family now.
It was a challenging period. It was a sort of journey from ultimate loneliness to ultimate togetherness. I'm not the most poetic of lyricists, but I know what feels right. Ghost Stories is probably an album about heartbreak, but it's not saying that something's broken so you should just give up. It's saying something's broken, so let's work out how to fix it and make it better than it was before. I know that this song, in this point in the album, needs to be called A Sky Full of Stars because it needs to be about unconditional love. And I know that in a concert, if we're playing this whole album, there'll be a point where you're like, okay, I've got that out of my system. Now let's go dancing. I'll tell you the truth. I was listening to a lot of Katy Perry. A lot of her songs have the same chord sequence the whole time. Your body feels comfortable with them, and then the melody's changing on top, so there's like a groove you really get into, and then also you're kept interested by. So I was like, that's an amazing way of doing songs. And then I realised all these other people that have done that. Nirvana being classic example, Smells Like Teen Spirit, the same chord sequence basically the whole time. So there's a simplicity to that I was really. So I was like, I need to find a sequence that I just could play for ages and ages and ages. And then one just came out, I was like, that's it. A Sky Full of Stars came out about 11:30 at night, and it came out in about 7 minutes. That song really ended up being inspired by EDM, which some people turn their nose up at, but then you go and see an EDM thing and people are so together and having the best time. So I was like, fuck it, I love that stuff, so I want us to have a song that comes from that world. But in terms of, I'd really like to jump up and down to this, we don't really know what we're doing, so let's call Avicii. I showed him the song and said, please could you help? And he said, with his backwards baseball hat, yeah, that'll be $12 million. No, he didn't say that. He did a full Avicii version, and then we did a full Coldplay version, and then we spent weeks like weaving it all together. Like, we'll try this with this, or this with this. Essentially playing Tetris or something took fucking hours. That's why it took so long. And so far, when we've played The Sky Full of Stars, in the few concerts we've done, there's just such a collective feeling of fuck it, let's just sing. I love that it's come out of this dark place. It was the last song to be written, and I was asking for it for a long time. We've got all these other songs going through this journey, and then we need this like door opening to the sunrise. It's the most important song we've ever had lyrically, because every time I sing it, I'm like, yep, that's how I want to live my life. I mean, there's stuff going on in the world right now which you can't imagine. Why is this happening? It's crazy. I don't know what the answer is, but if you didn't have faith in the universe that somehow something great will emerge at the end, then we'd all give up, and that would be a waste of everyone's time. That would be terrible.
When we started recording Head Full of Dreams, Guy and Will and I were in the studio in London working on a track which was Legends, and we could never quite get it right. I went to LA, worked in Chris's house, trying to get a good guitar riff for it, just sort of fumbling around in the dark.
And he started playing this melody, like slow. His guitar just gets me going. And I was just like, man, that's something amazing about that. we could take the rest of the song away and I don't think anyone would notice. And that's what happened.
Trust me, everybody. This is gonna be great. Everybody go low. Everybody get down. Everybody go low. Stay low. 1, 2, 1, 2. If we only got this time, this adventure, then I wanna share it with you.
I think we felt a lot of pressure to have everything come from the four of us. We started collaborating with people just because it opened up a new way of making music.
I'm so happy you're doing it. You're saving my career.
Get out of here, crazy man. I wish you'd across the sky.
Can Rick film this?
Of course.
It's Chris's phone.
I wish you'd across the sky.
We still have that homemade philosophy, but now we have a very open door policy. Basically, if you show up, you might get a shot. But it helps if you're like a legend. Oh, that sounds so great. Let's just do that right now.
Okay.
The studio we recorded with Beyonce was actually my son's bedroom, so we had to make it look like a studio a little bit
He wants me to do it softer again.
and just make her feel as special as she is.
So I.
Generally, with the Head for Dreams, we just asked anyone who was around if they would sing. We wanted to try and embrace all the things that we love and all the people that we think are awesome. Just the idea of inclusivity.
So how come things move on? Come cars don't slow. When it feels like the end of my world. And I should, but I can't let you go. When I'm cold in one row, so I know you're always with me, and the way you will show, and you're with me wherever I go. But you give me this feeling, this ever. 3, 2, 1. Sometimes I just can't take it. Sometimes I just can't take it, and it isn't alright. I'm gonna make it, and I think my shoes are tied. I'm like a broken record. I'm like a broken record. I'm in my playing right. Just sort of call by and kill me. Till you tell me you'll have the phone. Hold tight. Come on, come on. Somebody surround you, say, hands up shaking just to let you know that you've got a higher power. Got me singing every second, dancing every hour. Oh yeah, you've got a higher power, and you resolve. I wanna know. Been through long, been through sunshine, been through snow. And you've got all my love. Whether it rains or pours, I'm all yours. You've got all my love. Whether it rains, it remains. You've got all my love. Okay, Jay. Let's go. Whether it rains or pours, I'm all yours. La 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 la. That's all I can say. You've got all my love. Oh, for nowadays, till the end of my days. You've got all my love. You've got all my love. Boys, boys don't cry. Girls, keep it all inside. I tried to hide it underneath. Still my heart starts to beat. My human heart, only got a human heart. I wish it didn't run away. I wish it didn't fall apart. Oh, my human heart. Night and day, night and dawn. Anything could be torn in half. Only got a human heart. It's a revolution flags. Gonna stand up and be counted. Be an anthem for your times. It's just work. It's just work. It's not easy. We could all be blown apart. But heaven is the final escape. You try to cling to in the dark. Just work, believe me. Still my beating heart. Then we'll all be free to fall in love with who we want and sing.
Nika Denise, Sean, Eliana, Jocelyn Roya. Let's go, Avery.
And so we pray. I pray that I don't give up, pray that I do my best, pray that I can lift up, pray my brother is blessed, praying for enough, pray Virgilio wins, pray I judge nobody and forgive me my sins, I pray we make it, pray my friend to pull through, pray as I take it, unto others I do, praying on your love, we pray with every breath, though I'm in the valley of the shadow of death. And so we pray, someone to come and show me the way. And so we pray, for some shelter and some records to play. And so we pray, we'll be singing Mariah. Pray that we make it to the end of the day. And so we pray, I know somewhere that heaven is waiting. And so we pray, I know somewhere there's something amazing. And so we pray, I know somewhere we'll feel no pain. Pray that we make it to the end of the day.
صارت أوهام ما بتغير هالأحلام ساعات الليل تكتر في الأوهام بحلم أمان بحلم سلام بحلم معك نجوم الليل تنور طريق الناس لما تفكر رح تري رواية عشان أيام خريف أيام أحلامك بتمدح لك وبإيدك تبني الأحداث.
And so we pray, someone to come and show me the way. And so we pray, for some shelter and some records to play. And so we pray, we'll be singing Mariah. Pray that we make it to the end of the day.
मैंने जो पूछा तूने की थी उसने कहा खुद को जगा तू आपका आँखों में दुनिया तो जला दे जरा तेरी तो आँखों में तारे की दूर से तू भी तो संग है जहाँ झुका सा सर तो दुआ में तू
so we pray for someone to come and show me the way. And so we pray for some shelter and some records to play. And so we pray, oh, we'll be singing Baraya. Pray that we make it to the end of the day. And so we pray, I know somewhere that heaven is waiting. And so we pray, I know somewhere there's something amazing. And so we pray, I know somewhere we'll feel no pain. Until we make it to the end of the day.
Oh my sacred is I sleep and wake, cause inside my head is a private place. Keep a smiling face on me by this grace, cause not more than I can take. Yeah.
And so we pray, and so we pray, and so we pray, and so we pray, and so we pray. We'll be singing Baraya till nobody's in me, and everybody can say la 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 la.
Hold on. One, two, three.
La 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 la.
We pray, we pray. We pray, we pray, we pray.
Let's go.
I remember, baby, we saw the sunshine too. And we were born for each other. Just remember, baby, whatever we go through, all the good feelings for one another. As we dance to the radio, all the good, good feelings we have for each other. Don't ever, ever let them go. All the good, good feelings. All the good, good feelings. Don't ever forget those good feelings. Don't ever let them go.
ليالي صيف نور القمر تذكر يا حبيبي كيف نادى صوتك نجوم من لون عيونك غار البحر ما تنسى حبيبي تخلي الحب يدوم.
All the good feelings for one another as we dance to the radio. All the good, good feelings we have for each other. Don't ever, ever let them go.
All the good, good feelings.
Okay, Chris, my brother, come on. Let's do the actions.
Okay. This is our dance move. La 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 la. Hands up. Hey. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Thank you, Leon. Shukran. Okay. Okay, everybody, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for everything. We love you. Last thing, when I say feels like, you say clap, clap. Like, feels like, clap, clap. I said, feels like, clap, clap. I said, feels like, clap, clap. I said, feels like, clap, clap. Okay. I know that this could hurt me bad. I know that this could feel like that, but I just can't stop. Let my defenses drop. I know that I was born to kill. Any angel on my windowsill, but it's so dark inside. I throw the windows wide. I know, la 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 la. I know, la 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 la. Still I don't let go. And fields of flowers grow. Here we go. Oh, it feels like I'm falling in love. Maybe for the first time. Baby, it's my mind. You blow, it feels like I'm falling in love. You throw me a lifeline. This is for a lifetime. I know that in this kind of scene of two people, there's a spark between. One gets torn apart, one gets a broken heart. I know, la 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 la. I know, la 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 la. Still I don't let go. Hey, and fields of flowers grow. Here we go. Oh, it feels like I'm falling in love. Maybe.
us in India. We love you so much. I hope we see you soon. We're gonna miss you. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other. Believe in love. Goodbye.
Without a name.